There are signals all around us. Most of them go unnoticed. Some are born able to sense them, born with the veil still present, a mark set to thin the boundary between worlds. For a white witch, the boundary never fully closes. It becomes something you can see through, something you can feel. Respond not to fear the unknown, but to understand it, to listen when it reaches back beyond the veil with Tracy Jones.
Good evening and welcome to the show. Let me fix this. I'm getting better with the buttons. I'm getting better. Oh, not wrong one. This one. How about this one? Nope, don't like that one. Let's do this one. I'll take that one. All right. Obviously, there's still some more learning to go, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Before I bring out my guest tonight, I want to show you something I'm very proud of. This is my book, Witchcraft by Blood and Tradition, A Beginner's Guide, is now available on Amazon in Kindle, paperback, and hardback. In fact, look, I learned a new button. Check this out. Check this out. Hold on a minute. There we go. Look what I did. I did a scroll. And I know that doesn't sound like a big deal to most of you, but trust me, those who have been teaching me, and I know that's a big deal. So anyway, you can get it. Very proud of it. It's very easy to read, and it's not just for witches. There's all kinds of information, tips and tricks in there, things you can make your life easier around the house, cleaning and all that stuff. So with that aside, I wanted to also let you know about Strange Knocks magazine. You can see I've already been getting into it. I used to sell advertising for about 5-6 years. And I want to tell you something. This magazine, this is heavy pound slick stock, which might not sound like anything, but it's like, this is a better quality just in the paper that's used than, say, National Geographic. I mean, this is like a little mini book. And I'm proud to say that my guest tonight, Donna Copas, is in there. And my buddy, and since she's going to be in there, I'm not going to show hers, but I will show Dave's. Okay, let's see how we can do this. Let's see. There we are. There's Dave. He's got a little story in there too. And I may have one coming up. I don't know. I'm not sure. But at any rate, just go on Strange Knocks magazine on Facebook and you can sign up. There's a little link that you follow and all of that. Also, if you have a question, check this out. Check this out. If you have a question to ask about the paranormal, but you're not sure who to ask and who's going to make fun of you and all that, ask me. I've heard everything, but don't take that as a challenge. I want legit questions. I don't want anything icky. So you can either do that through paranormalwhitewitch@gmail.com, or you can go to my Facebook page and look it up under Tracy Lynn, and Lynn, Tracy is spelled Cey. Okay, so now with that being said, I'm going to go for it again and see how I do here. I got 3 people. I got her. Okay, let's see. Nope, that's not it. I'll take that one. Michael's going to have a fit because I've got lots off to the side. Anyway, welcome, Donna. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm fine. You never know what button I'm going to push. I have a little button issue. I am button challenged. If you could introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do and who you are, and then we'll get into all your beautiful pictures.
Well, I'm Donna Copas. I am the White. I'm of Shawnee descent. I do multiple things. I interact with the watchers. I don't call them Bigfoot or Sasquatch. They are my watchers because in our belief, rivers, they're our protectors. I'm a dowser. I also have Strange Dogs magazine. So love.
Oh, excuse me. Michael did that. I didn't do that. He did that. I swear I hit that button.
He fixed you.
That's okay.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Oh, absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
I saw on their show, Monsters Show on Saturday.
Uh-huh.
He did my intro, so my theme
Yeah,
song.
you said that to me.
I love that guy.
I'll tell you what, that's wonderful.
Isn't he? He is so talented.
He is, and he's patient.
You know,
You need to remember Michael is very with his seniors. I am old enough to be his mother, so you know he's patient.
Me too. Me too. He is a very nice man. So and Trisha, I've just adopted her. She's and what a wonderful family.
Yeah.
They absolutely terrific.
Love it. Love it.
I have fun with them.
You were telling me a story. I was thinking, do we do the pictures first? But I want to hear the rest of the story. So if you don't mind, since obviously the people out there haven't heard your story, can you start to tell it again about the cabin?
Yeah, well, like I said, I live in the country and I have access to multiple properties, and property I was telling you about. It is a reconstruction of early 1800s. It's been moved from its original site to it's another family father that built it in the beginning, and he went and found it, took it down, and constructed on his property back in the woods. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, amazing work. You know, the fire, it takes up a whole wall. The flue, it's beautiful. I can't say how much. But anyway, Brian Sawyer was going to come. We did some film here together.
Oh, he's another good guy.
Oh, I love Brian. He is absolutely
and extremely knowledgeable about so many things, but doesn't.
Absolutely.
I love that he doesn't like put it in your face that he knows these things. I could sit and listen to him for hours. He's like no harm, Donna, but he's like the perfect guest because all I say is, "Hi, Brian, what's new?" And that's it. I'm done. I can just sit back and listen.
Absolutely. He is. I have another he came on Friday and until Sunday with me, and we took him around, and I was getting the other cabin ready. I wanted him to do some filming here because it is so beautiful. And we also did a little thing with the watchers that night at that cabin. But before we got there, I'd went up to nighttime, and we were cleaning, just making sure there was no, the ladybugs and that kind of thing with the sunshine because it was summer. And I've been on the back porch because it was nighttime. Coyotes come in pretty close. And they started howling like really close to the back porch. I told us like, okay, we're done anyway. So we came in. And like I said, this is newly constructed. So the oak door, it doesn't have a doorknob. It has the handle that goes down. And we get in there, and we're getting ready to go. Here, 3 knocks on the wall. And this is big, heavy. These are, right, 3. And logs. This is original hand hewed logs. And my first thing was, it's my son-in-law. He snuck up here because they live on down the road. He's always picking on me. I love my son. He's one of my kids. That's how he got to marry my daughter. He was one of my boys. And but then I didn't see nobody. Then I hear it's got a tin roof. The porch is this big wraparound porch. It's got tin roof. Walking on that tin roof, and I'm thinking, nah, him because he's not gonna climb on the roof. And so I tell well, we're gonna go, but that by now the handle, we're standing directly in front of it. Within 5, we're going to go. that hand goes down like somebody catches a hold of it, and the door swings open.
Okay.
Like somebody walked in, and it was like a breeze type, and then the door closed in front of us. Okay, happened because that's but now I'm scared, so I was like, well, go into the van, shine the van up because I got to turn the lights off, and it's got porch you have to because it sets up high,
right?
And I go down, and the lights were shining. I wanted to send Brian a couple pictures, so I snapped 2 pictures with my phone, just fancy, and then look at them. I'm like, holy cow! Because under that porch roof, there is a figure of a man. Clear, he has on 1800s clothes, black coat, the white shirt, the hat. And it looks like he's either coming out of that. I mean, he's like this.
Oh,
Him clear as well. And at the picture at the back porch, here of what I think is a woman standing there looking at us. I didn't get a real good feeling from her. The man was, I in that picture, but I'm like, wow. Well, I showed my son, he gets scary. He's kind of scary too. I didn't say anything. I just like, could you look at this picture? And he goes, and I'm like, he's like, there's a ghost in there. Well, I come back, of course, like I said, Mike Miller and the people come, and I them there, and of course, when you go, it hasn't been fully furnished yet. The guy that put the house together, he has handmade these beautiful. It's beautiful. So he's very meticulous. I think there's nothing new. This really, keeping period. And but you hear like walking up the steps now. And so we'd been out for a while, and they were sitting on the back porch. It is literally in the woods. On the back porch, the woods are against you, and it's pitch black. And I'm tired because it's like I'm getting. So I said, I'm just going to sit in the doorway. I left the back door open. Here's to the door, and I was just going to sit there. I didn't sit there very long because I literally felt something walk me, like it's then, like putting its almost like a hands on the back of the chair. So, and I went out onto the court. I closed it. And Cody, Paulie, he's one of the other,
right.
And he's sitting there, and he goes, "There's something walking in the house." I was like, "Yeah, you kind of hear it, but it is so beautiful, creepy, It can make your hair stand up. But I went. Cindy's going to come and visit me. Cindy's out, and
another amazing person. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. I love her. She is just.
I wasn't ignoring you. I was sending a text to the guys, Jerry and Brian and all. I said, would you please hop on this show? I hop on this show. You hop on this show. So that apologies for that.
Oh, I love them. Those types. So they are.
That you are a watcher. Can you explain to everybody what that is?
Okay, well, they descent, and just like my dad and my grandma before me, we interact with the watchers. I watch. They're the watchers because they watch over us and they protect us. The first watchers, I was 6 years old. My dad is. He's passed away now, of course. But he was 100 on a 300-acre farm. The woods is my playground, from the time I'm to the barn, I'm on the pony, I'm in the woods, I ran free. Our 11-acre berry patch, our gardens were fields. Wow. My grandma, everything wonderful. We needed came from the farm. With food, we raised our animals. On that day, I was wanting to go to the fair. There was a county fair come in, and being 6, I had this fascination with Ferris wheels. Yeah, and of course, Dad, no matter how old you were, if you wanted something, you had to work for it. You have to have, learn responsibility. So I had bugged him. He's like, "There's a patch of yellow root. I'll take you and let you dig. Give me money anyway, but contribute."
Right.
And which wasn't nothing. I always, bless his heart. I was 3 years old. Poor man, attached to him like glue. Oh. And he would try to sneak out one track, but anyway.
It's okay.
One time he snuck out early in the morning. He'd leave like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning because he walked literally around these trap lines. He sold the fur, that was part. And on that morning it is. And I barely remember, but we lived under, it's called Red Rock. That's where I was born. And he called me Dookie. He never called me by Dookie. Where's Dookie? I said, "Oh, she's with you." And he's like, no, I snuck off from her. Like, no, she's not with me.
Right.
This is the conversation that I hear about later. He comes out and he tracks me up through the woods because I followed the trail. When you go up into the mountain. And here he said, "I followed your tracks all the way up there, all the way back in the woods." He said, "He find you." He's jumping up and down, screaming, "Daddy, Daddy!" So, my dad never saw my life ever, but he would give me stern talkings too.
Yeah.
But I had literally snuck out and followed him, and I was 3. So
I believe it because I'm getting to know you, but holy cow.
I was a wild. So at 6 years old, he took me to those roots, and I had been all morning long. I had chores. I had to feed the chickens and get the eggs.
Right.
Put feed in for the small calves. And we had a setting hen that was setting, and she would literally pick pieces not too close because if you got too close, old setting hens are mean. Yeah. Skirted past her and I was ready to go. I mean, I hurried. I wanted to go. So I grabbed a couple feed sacks and the mattock, and I ran like, poor Daddy. He sat at the table. He was drinking his coffee, and I'm just into his lap, jumping up and down, and gave up. And he's like, "All right, come on, let's go." So off we went through into the woods, and we went fairly deep back in, and then there's this big, huge, giant patch of, and when you dig it, it's got like they call it yellow because it's like a golden color, and it's got stringy, like webby roots that comes off of it. It's got a big root in those, so you have to shake the dirt out and clean that out, and you put the tops because you tops too. It's for medicine. It's what it's made for. It's for like stomach, with stomach disorders, that kind of stuff. We still use it. So that's what he was basically digging, and I was just breaking it and cleaning it in bags. And we've been sitting there for a while, and then Dad stood up. Dad chewed tobacco. Of course, we raised tobacco farm, and he'd just go to the barn and he'd get the long green from the barn, and he would chew it. He would, of course, you draw it out, and he stick it down about top of his bib overalls in his pocket. And he got up and he walked over. There was a stump, and he laid it on there, and he said, "Now, come on, we're going to go." And then I'm grumbling, I don't want to leave because I'm thinking I'm not going to get enough money for the fair. That was my the voice said, "Come on, we're going now." So I get up, and he gathers up everything, takes him by the hand, and we're walking away. Turn, and I look back, not 30 feet from where I'd been sitting, massive figure stood up, took the tobacco from the stump. And of course, I'm scared, and I'm kind of pulling. Dad shakes me, and he's like, "Shake your back, calm down. Hey, it's not going to hurt you." He said, "He's only walking alone, and he'll leave you alone." And that was my first experience, and actually a way of introducing me that day.
That makes
Because I
sense.
was so
Yeah.
bad, he had to protect me from myself, basically. And
Well, I think it's like anything. If
know,
you're not used to something, the first time of anything is scary. People ask me, why don't those scare you? Because I've seen them my whole life. It's no big deal.
yeah,
You with the watchers, they don't scare you because that's how you were brought up. That's
it
that's a cool story. I like that.
it it just became part of my. Yeah, I got used to. Taught me, about the markers. They stack the rocks. How they, of course, I hunt, and I've been taught to track hunt. Blind myself. Well, I don't do it anymore, but when I was young, I dug roots. I raised my family. That's part of my living too,
Right.
teaching who we are. But
Sure.
as I grew up, I never had. I've in my whole lifetime with the Watchers, there's been maybe 2 or 3 violent issues, and it was always because of somebody were trying to. I'm not in that they're not violent because they,
I was going to ask you about that. Like, is it like people? Like, there's good ones and bad ones?
yeah, that's the way I have been raised, and I explain. There's good ones, there's bad ones. It's like you live in a neighborhood. You got a neighbor over here. It's the best thing in the
Yeah.
world to do. This one over here is going to cut your throat. They're going to do whatever. That's just so that's kind of the way it is now. Me, where I'm at, which I call my personal watchers, are like a
Right.
family group. They're clan. They kind of live in clans, and they have separate. So they have different ways of.
Right.
This is my space. You stay out of it, or if they're invited in, they have. They enter. It is different. And with and we kind of mentally, I can hear,
So it's telepathically. Okay.
yeah, it's kind of like I know what their emotions are. I understand, and they understand me. We kind of feed off. If I'm agitated, I'll see agitation. If they're agitation, I'll feel agitation. If they're happy, because like with me, I'm it's 60, so in the early 60s. So they're now older, but I also grew up with them, their children. They had, like, I had children, so the children are used to seeing me.
Okay.
So they don't pay attention to me, but it's not like I am, or that's not that.
How do you play ball with a watcher?
I don't. I take. I leave things.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like I'm out having a family picnic with them or anything, because I don't do that. No, I leave things. I have my little ritual. I have sleigh bells. Actually, they're here.
Okay.
And when I put out my, I make special apple cakes. My grandma taught me to do it. She always did it. So that's one of my gifts, and I will do those. And after I put out my gifts, and I ring my bells. And my owl flying at me. I guess he didn't. But anyway, that is, that's my routine.
Okay.
So I get little things back. It's not nothing major. It's like stones and
Yeah, not everything has to be the drama of the week. It's like in my field, not everything's a demon.
no, no.
Those things
That
aren't. And I'm sure with
right.
yours, not everything is mean and going to kill you.
Well, that's kind of. I have only started doing this a couple years ago. I talked about my elders because we have so much in the area. We have a 400-acre tract called the Valley of the Dead. This is Shawnee land. It's the Watchers' territory. It's their home. And they started taking it down, so it caused a lot of movement. For everything. We have bear, we have coyote, bobcat. I have bobcats coming into my barn, God help me. So we talked about it, and it's kind of like, I don't care whether anybody believes me or not. I'm not a researcher. I'm not trying to prove anything. And if nobody don't care, I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't. However, I do care about human beings.
Right.
And the two are coming together more and more, especially in this area, because we are they're losing their homeland. We're losing our forests. They're trying to put a big data center in, which is going to take away from our burial. It's going to destroy our water. It's going to nature, our animals. I'm not liking it at all, but I like it because it's going to very much disturb the watchers.
Sure.
So mine is an educational. Believe me, everybody to your own opinion. Everybody has one, just like a butthole.
I completely concur. I understand. I've been that way for quite some time. It's like, if I'll tell you something, like if I see something for you, I'll tell you. If it's spot on, it's spot on. If it's not, it's not. But it's better for me, I feel like, to have that little Tourette moment and just say, blurt it out. Then 5 or 10 minutes goes by, and then the whatever occurs, and I go, oh yeah, I was going to say, because that just sounds like hogwash. So I see Mike wants some of your cakes because he's fat and he likes cake. Who doesn't like that? Jeez Louise. He's also told me you have a picture of paranormal experiences. But before we talk about that, here is one of your photos. Can you please tell us about this?
Okay. Well, I got opinions of it. I'm not sure what that is. I had actually spent the night because I go back in and I camp by myself. I like the woods. My escape, and that on my camera. As I'm going to go back and check and see if there's a stump with moss on it or whatever, it'll still be there.
Right.
And if it's not, then I'll know.
Okay.
Because I have two different ones. The other one was standing on the edge of the cliff looking down at me. Crazy. I have my dog with me. It's a new puppy. He is a lab, and he's supposed to be blue tick mixed, but I swear I think he's a great name because he's so huge. He went nuts. He's round and round, and like he's pushing, will catch me by the hand and pull me, or if somebody pulls in the driveway, he gets around, sets in my feet between us. He's like Mr. Protector of the world. And he just wanted me out of there. I didn't see anything. I didn't smell anything.
Oh, you gotta trust the animals.
It was silent, which was kind of different because back in the woods, the birds, and you're always going to get squirrels chattering and jumping. And then there's God, like I said, coyotes, rabbits, groundhogs. So I have possums and skunks.
I should call you Melly May.
Oh my gosh. I went back. It was the beginning of winter, and there was a little bit of snow on the ground. A hunting blind back there.
Okay.
I go back, right? And as I get to the world, do you think I ran into? A skunk. Well, he sprayed me.
Oh, I've heard tomato juice is the only thing that gets that out. I don't know. I don't want to know.
I left my boots in the home and my sock feet through the snow, which thank God a mile. I had to come down about a mile. And I'm like, are you serious? There's a skunk. Oh my gosh. Everybody laughed at me. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
There's this special stuff you can buy that, but literally my boots, I just left them. They were new. I was like, there's no way. I can't walk over.
I think I'd leave with the pink too. So, okay, tell me about this one.
Now that is in my creek. I got that a couple years ago. It measured a little over 15 inches long, and it's about 6 or something like that. There is more than one.
Mm-hmm.
They were set as it's out on the bank, like in the clay and the sand. When was in the creek, in that creek, there is turtles and crawfish and crawdads and
you can
minnows.
See the toe on it.
Yeah,
you see a couple of toes.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, that is.
Okay. And then we
so
have this.
That was the same thing. And they're
different angles. Yeah, it's huge.
There was actually two. The one only has 4 toes, and the other one is a smaller. It's a smaller one.
Okay.
Juvenile, I would say. But I have been yelled at over. Why did you use a lighter? What were you doing out smoking pot? I got like, no, I carry a lighter because
business.
Yeah, I build campfire because I stay there. And whatever, stick a lighter in my pocket. I got matches in plastic, but that was the only thing I had. So, again, it's the same. It's in the creek. We diverted it away as best we could just to get the picture of the foot. Did make cast and those different. Those there were made on March the 6th of 2017. You see that is not one footprint. That is a trail.
Yeah.
Measure now over up the steps as you see. That was at my sister's house. She lives in the country too, by the river.
Right.
And it's a big, she has a big brick home.
Now, had they been there for a few days, or was this like right?
There was 13 inches of snow, and it was starting to, she had found them, but when she did the pictures, they were kind of down, as you can see.
No. That's whatever that is. That's big.
Yeah. They measured right at 24 inches long. Their strides are over 6. Like for walking. Yeah. And the thing that she would never, she has them. She some years ago to another research group, but she never would let any. Did an interview for me and taped it, and she let me take pictures of the pictures. And then she took me, not just, believe it or not, she still lives in the same place. And this is 20 years later.
Wow.
She has these big, beautiful, and she's like, I'll be out there in the flower beds, and I hear it. It's never did anything destructive. It's never harmed anybody.
This is lovely. Where's this?
That is actually, I had been to a cemetery. They're relocating the cemetery because lid, and a lot of the bodies went into that creek.
Oh.
Yes, I went there. It was of the evening time. I'd taken that earlier, and this was concerning because my daughter again came with me. I did those and I came back. It was around 9 o'clock at night, pitch black. I was looking for orbs because I do that too.
Wrong one. I meant that one.
I had that's probably a 10-inch tree. I'll pass it every day. There you see,
it looks like somebody
on it,
went like
the fungus
this
on it. Yeah, it did. It just twisted it down and snapped it with a juvenile in the same area. But they it's like the mushroom type thing that's growing on the tree.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But creek when I went back that night, my daughter wouldn't get out of the car. She gets scared, and she was filming from the car. She had the camera up in the front of the car, and I walked down. Of course, I had my phone, and then I was taking pictures, and she was filming at the same time. And like I'm saying, there's open graves, and they have put them because they're moving. This is a white cemetery, but there's also Native burials there too.
Okay.
And so they cover them, and as I walked past, anything with my naked eye, I saw nothing. I walked over, and then I walked over, and then there's a tree. I walked up to it because I started hearing vocals. I was that creek. Like the watchers, I could hear that.
Okay.
But when I get in the car, I wanted to check my video to see if I got any orbs before. Because where we're at, we have to drive down through a field into the woods. That's where the cemetery is. So she had turned around, and there's a slit that comes. The bank is probably 15 feet tall from the creek up, and there's this, like a slit, where it's slid in, concaved in. Picture, I see this thing coming up out of there, and it was black, and it was huge, and I see its head first, but it was like this. It was like, how the big bulldogs have that big wide chest.
Yeah.
It was a massive, but it was walking like this. I watch it come up in the video. I'm watching it, and then it came up, and it's bigger. And it followed me. You see me walking. The lights are shining on me. You see me walking, and my shadow. And right behind me is another. It does not show the figure. It shows the shadow of that right behind me, which was concerning. Now, watchers, now I'm used to seeing them. They do not bother me.
Okay.
That was an entirely different thing. So I'm not. And that right there, I got that.
I love this picture. That
is hair. I showed it to Brian actually. Beginning of last spring. I hadn't been able to out, and I have a waterfall here that we found all kind of stuff at. And my older son was with me, and we were walking around. And there's foliage, like vines or whatever. I've seen it of that beside where the waterfall is. It wasn't in the water; it was on the bank. So he started pulling and pulling and pulling, and it's more and more. And I said, and then Vogel in my mind, because I consult with him. He's the Vogel brothers, and him going DNA, DNA, DNA. So I said, wait, stop. If there's something on it, we're contaminating it. So stop. So we bagged that. Now, mind you, you see it. I put it. That is like the old folded metal lawn chairs. What that is. I laid it over. I took the picture.
Okay.
The next morning, I decide I want to lay it out on my couch because it stank.
Okay.
It smelled and wet dog. But I thought, well, I want to lay it. I want to see exactly how.
Yeah.
And I laid it out, and it's probably 2 foot wide. It's massive. It's that one there is like it has some like reddish cast to it, and there is white. You can see some white, like white streaks. But I tried to take a picture, and I couldn't take it. Not let me take a picture. I could turn around, take a picture.
Here's the one I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yep.
And it looks like it stinks. It looks like it stinks.
It does. I took it to a taxidermist that I trust, that I've known for years. And I said, can you tell me what this is? And he goes, well, it's clearly hair. What it came from, I can't tell you because I don't know. I've never seen anything like that because it's really heavy, coarse hair. He said the closest thing that I could, in his judgment, he's like a beefalo. or buffalo, but he said it wouldn't be that. Even they would not have hair that
Right.
long. That is just hair. Like you would
Oh.
have a massive dreadlock, somebody that had.
I was thinking that it's like a Rastafarian look,
Yeah. So if you grew your hair from birth, never cut it, never combed it, never processed it,
that's what it would look like. Yeah.
Yep. So
Wow. Did you ever send any bit of it off to have it tested?
I had talked to, again, you suggested the university. And no, I have not actually sent it away DNA yet. There's 2 bunches. Because I went back, I wanted to see, because we'd left, the other week cut off, left the other. The other batch is every bit as big as that, only it's a different color. So, and tan. So it's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard during the different shows, different colors. So, I mean, it makes sense. So, more, these are footprints?
Yeah, that's more of it's.
Okay. Oh, that we saw earlier. Okay, I see. Yeah.
She actually seen she actually seen this watcher. She saw it. She worked a home aide, and she would leave early in the morning. She said after she found the footprints, she actually took me to the site and showed me where she had saw it. It was digging in.
Are the footprints all the way off to the left? That's a human footprint?
Yeah, there's human footprints there, and then you see.
I'm looking at the size difference. Wow.
Yeah, that's a size 7 shoe, more than 3 times the size of that 7.
No, I'll go back inside. Thank you.
That's at the, I don't know how that's just my yard. I don't know how that got put. The mix of that was one of the last snows.
I don't know. Here's another low. This is the footprint, right?
Yep, that's the footprint.
Okay. Oh, from the earlier picture. Okay, I got you. And then I guess maybe you forgot what you look like, so you sent me this.
When I put my stuff together, it's all grouped together. So when I send it, you just get a pile of.
It's like I told you, I'll put them all up. So what's up with this one?
Yeah, that is that was from it'll be 4 years ago.
Oh, my condolences.
That was the first year. She in March she passed away. That was on her birthday in March.
Aww.
March 21st is her birthday. She was born on my grandma's birthday, March 21st. And Mom taking care of her for 30 years. Mom was very sick, and her last dying breath was in my arms. So I took her to the home. But when she could walk, she would put her arms around.
Yeah, you can see the arm.
She would hold my arm.
That's amazing.
And I seen, and I thought it's Mom. And honestly, Lands, Mom couldn't talk. In 3 weeks of her life, she was incapable. I took, to stay at hops. I did everything at home. And then she passed away, where her, of course, the hospital bed. My house set up like a nursing home. I walked past her, went into the bathroom, and as I came out, I heard her say, "Donnie!" And I jumped, and I'm looking because my mom couldn't speak. Eyes were open, and she said my name. She did as clear as a bell. I mean, she passed away shortly after that. So, but I believe that is Mom.
Oh yeah.
You can see.
Now I know Easter's coming up. What's up with this one?
Oh, that's my grandson, and he is I Wigs Watcher shirt on.
I bet I'm going to put it up. I think it's hysterical. Okay, well she found the Easter bunny. Okay,
Yep.
okay.
This is one of my caves. It's in caves.
Okay.
My heritage, we have a warrior. It's called the Ice Maidens.
Okay. Which
I'm a direct descendant from the Shawnee women warriors. Women warriors. and that was one of the caves. So got some it's very used a lot. So, and that, as you see, is it's a petrified foot. If you look closely, you can see the nails
Oh
on
my
the
God.
end.
I didn't know what the heck that thing was. You can see. Oh, wow.
The same waterfalls where that hair came from. The
Right.
same waterfalls where that three-toed foot came from. I think I sent it to you. Foot snow. That there's that one that's independent. The other one is actually stuck in a rock. You know.
Okay.
Like petrified.
Now, is this where you found everything? This little picture here, the hair and the footprint, and the
yeah, I can.
That's a beautiful area.
Yep. It well, I live in the country, like I said, and in my whole life, my home was born. That's the purple haze.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what I was asking about the other, because I took that, and you see the purple haze. Yeah. It's at the beginning of a trip back, and I didn't go very far because I got some very angry coyotes. So I came back out. But that is taken in the Valley of the Dead. That's where that's taken.
Oh, wow. So, and then we have...
again, that's the thing that was standing on the ledge. What it is, that it was a dog man. That one moved because I did go back and check on that one.
Okay.
There was nothing there.
Wow.
So that whatever that was able to move.
Okay. Now,
I don't know.
What in the name of Sam Hill is this?
Can you see the face in there?
Oh my God! Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The nose. There's the nose and
nose, eyes, cheekbones.
Oh. Oh. What was this looking in the window at?
Yes, this is a watcher. This is a young juvenile watcher.
Okay.
My years old at the time. She came. School just let out in August of last year. She spent the summer with me. In my living room, I have a fur rug that, you know how kids are. So we play games, and she likes watching TV. So she wanted to sleep on that rug. So, and I went to bed 3 o'clock in the morning. But when I got that picture, I better go back to when I was actually listening to a podcast. Mike Miller was doing a podcast, and he has a lot of vocals from this area, and they were playing those vocals. And where my bathroom is made in my cabin bedroom, so it has sliding window out. It's like little doors, and in the time I take my dryer vent off because I live in a heat from the dryer vent. I put it down in a bucket. It blows the heat up when I run the dryer. So, but it was warm, so I had opened the window, right? Because I was running the dryer and I had put the vent back on. And around 11 o'clock, when I was listening to that, I went back there. I go, oh, holy crap! I left the window open. The mosquitoes creek is right behind. So I'm like, oh my gosh, that's wood and there's a creek. And I was like, the mosquitoes are going to come in, And for some odd reason, I smelled like dog smell, and I'm thinking coyote. My phone out the window. This is, I just have a crappy old phone. And I snapped 2 pictures just out the window. Again, this is open.
What we saw. Oh,
yeah. I there's no screen. There's no. That was just me out in the air.
Okay.
I come in and I closed the window and I came to the podcast. When next morning I looked at it and I'm like, oh my. That's within.
Let's let me pull it up one more time. Yeah, I can see the face plain as day.
Close to me. He hangs around, but he preceded in my living room window. In my living room, like I said, my granddaughter was spending the summer with me. She comes in at 3 o'clock in the morning. She's like, "Man, I'm scary looking in the window at me," and
she's right.
I said, "You probably screaming, and I was like, just sleep with me. So
Right.
I take the couch cushion off and put it over the window. That's how scared she was. She blocked the window off. But then I watched, and sometimes when I'm doing podcasts, you'll hear boom against the side. He'll throw a rock, or he watches Addie. With me, you will have one that attaches to you. They're a personal watcher, and
Kind
I
of
believe
like a guardian angel sort of a thing.
Yep.
Okay.
That's kind of the way we look at it. And I think he's young, so in their years and her years, he's massive. They kind of be around the same age. And she wouldn't come back and stay terrified her. So she's now getting
How old was she?
She's 8 now, but she would, she was scared. It's like, because I like seeing the woods. And my big house in my bedroom, my bedroom was glass. All my walls, huge plate glass, and I never put anything over because I like to be able to see it. And like my
dad, but if you can see out, then the things can see in.
Yeah, unfortunately, humans aren't. I got 23 acres, so no humans should be in that area. Right. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm a person that's not supposed to be there. But when I moved out, my dad still stayed on the big farm first. Mom got sick first, and he's like, "Oh, you moved? I promise." 4 years later, when he had a stroke, then I moved him.
Oh.
And but within a month of being here, of course, like I said, my bedroom was just windows. Side had the old time screen door, just a plain screen, no glass or anything. It's just screen. I'd leave the windows open under the trees and the creek. That's my best. And so the first night, the smell woke me up like bad. Sewer, oh my gosh, bad. Oh my God, like my septic line broke or something. What the heck?
Oh,
ew. Nothing there. And so I went back in, and the smell went away.
Okay.
The next night, because I got this glass in a dark shape by my bedroom window. Now, mind you, I hadn't seen a watcher for quite a while. I bought my property with a son, and I moved on property. And so I seen it, but I'm thinking it's a bear. It really is. There's a bear. So I did close my bedroom door light, which I had left open before. The third night, I had went down. I'd have to go at midnight to put my dad to bed. He always liked to watch the news. I had to do all and put him to bed. He had trouble walking after the stroke. There's a lot of just maintenance. And I come out, and you see the big cedar tree. Well, you have the tree like that was my yard. What's in the snow there? Only it was a little bit bigger than that.
Okay.
I sat on the bank, and then there was a spring right down below it. Spring fed. All my water comes from springs. I don't have, Anyway, I came out, and the kind of warm breeze came to melt the smell. And again, I carry a gun because I'm in the basic. And so I, training says run. You never run. If you run, you're prey. Run, they're going to run after you. So I did the house, and he goes, "What the world's wrong with you? You gone crazy or something?" I was like, "No, there's a bear out there, Dad." He's like, "Show me." And I helped him over to the door, and he looked out. And his word, he's just one. He said, "He ain't gonna hurt you. Just watch it." And I go, "Are you telling me?" Because if I heard those words, but, I was like, "Are you telling me that?" He's like, "Yeah." And he said, he's just.
Oh, what a sweet moment.
And so it went every night. It would come. It was like to watch me put him to bed, which never hurt anything. Be there and kind of hung around, cozy away. It was around 3 months into him doing that. When I moved out, I had one. I'd sold off all the calves and the hogs, and I kept pig. And of course, now she's a big, full-grown, big, about 400-pound hog. Oof. And so you know how big the pen had to be, because when she stood, she's way taller than me. So you know how tall that would be. And I put Dad to bed at midnight. I hear these horror, like an elephant trumpeting, screams, growls, and I jump out of bed and I run to the door in my nightgown, barefooted. Now I keep a gun by my door. I have a shotgun, but I have a big rifle that I keep there. And I didn't even pick it up. I went down the driveway, and I'm following that sound. I heard it in the woods. I'm a little valley like in the woods this year, and I hear that. So I go down and I get to the hog pen, which is by the bridge. I got a 36-foot bridge that crosses this creek to get to the lower property. Standing there, 3 o'clock in the morning, barefooted in my night, and then in my head, these little bells goes off like, "You dummy! You don't even have a gun. You don't know what that is. Dad can't get outside. Nobody knows you're out here. Get the heck back to." And I did.
Okay.
I get back in the house. I stood in my, like this fighting, screaming. And when I moved that old dog, he was really old, Jake. He was a pit bull and a bull mass mix. So you know how big of a dog that is.
Yeah.
He was an outside dog. He was an outside dog. And I screamed. Okay. I heard Jake scream, and I'm like, gotta help the dog. I could not physically go out the door. It was like something stopped me. I could not. Maybe it was my fear. I don't know why, but that's not me. Don't do that. I could not step through that door. It was almost like it held me back, and it went. And it went down. The stream went down the road. I could hear it traveling through the woods. Now, a few miles down the road, there was another old lady lived there, and she called the cops because it passed. Same thing. She heard it, so she calls the cops. The cops comes out. By now it's around 5 o'clock in the morning. So, guys, just hearing coyotes, and I was like, whatever you say. I lived in my life, I've lived my life in the country. I know what coyote sounds like. But I didn't know. I just thought, whatever. But all the way up through there, it traveled up that road. It went up about 6 miles more and then back into what I call the Valley of the Dead. That's where he ended up at. My daughter lives back there too. So the next morning, he was still alive, believe it or not. He was bitten through his back quarters and his private areas, just like it was picked up and like bitten. The puncture, I didn't think he would live. The puncture wounds were horrific. He did live. I mean, he never really moved around. But his dad's old dog, so whatever. I kept him as long as I could. And he died of old age, so I guess. But all the way up through there, it attacked dogs. All the way up through there, there was dogs killed. I wasn't the only one involved, and that was 1996, I believe. So it's been a while back. But I never really. The thing of it was, though, the next night, Dad's walking back, calm, cool, no problems. Which I'm not a researcher. I don't think about things. And I had told my story too. I think it might have been Rob maybe that mentioned it to me. And he said, do you think maybe he was fighting a dogman? He said, do you think there was two different things? Could he have been? And I'm like, like a fight. And he never did anything ever. And I have all kind of animals, dogs, chickens, goats, horses. I had no problem till that night, and then if there was worse, so whatever happened, whatever, I don't know. So that's the tip of my life. a lot more in there, but
well, believe it or not, we're actually over an hour now. Not by much, just a little tiny teeny bit. That's fine. I would love for you to come back and tell me paranormal stories. I love listening to you tell your stories.
Absolutely.
And I can't thank you enough for sending the pictures, even the ones you didn't mean to send, because they were funny. Okay, there's got to be a story behind the rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Easter story.
There's got to be a story.
From last year that's my 16-year-old grandpa. It has size 14 feet, and he's growed his hair back out. He's going for the native look, but he has just stone black eyes. He's going to start college early, 16, based on the postgraduate. So next year, he's going to finish these last 2 years of high school and start. He's in the brain. Kids.
Good for him. He gets it from good stock.
I'm amazed at the things that these are proud. Can you tell him? I'm a proud.
Look, I'm happy when I hit a couple of right buttons once a week. Okay, that just makes my day. And I figure stuff out without having Mike, help me, Mike. I can't figure it out. I'm happy. No, I'm not exactly into technology. It does not like me, and I do not like it.
I call my my 8-year-old granddaughter. How do you fix this? I don't know what to do with this, and she fixes it.
I don't know. So, how can people get a hold of you?
Well, I'm on Facebook. Watchers in the Watchers Maidens site, or the Woods. I talked to Cindy about setting up a TikTok. Gonna be doing some different things with it, just the Watcher stuff, but some more natural stuff, some survival, just a kind of a Duke's mixture of different. That's about where you find me, and you'll find me on Cindy's show and Mike's show, Monsters Unleashed, and podcasts.
Great people,
podcasts everywhere.
Podcasts everywhere. Well, ma'am, I cannot thank you enough, and I'm going to put you in the green room and finish out. And if you want to hang, you can hang. If you got to go, you got to go. Whichever makes your life easier. So let me, buttons, here come buttons. Okay, I did it. Anyway, a little help from Michael tonight. Of course, as always, thank you, Mike. I really appreciate it. And of course, don't forget, you can get my book, because I ain't never writing a book again. This was a labor of love that turned into more labor than love. Witchcraft by Blood and Tradition, a beginner's guide. And it's got all sorts of really neat sections in it. There's an apothecary section that my great-grandmother used to have all these different lotions and potions for things, and different tinctures, and so it's a lot more than just abracadabra. So with that, every week I do Did You Know? And so tonight's Did You Know that Easter, of course, is on April 5th. But according to an 8th century scholar named Bede, B-E-A-D, the name Easter is believed to be derived from the Germanic goddess Esdor or Ostera. Ostera is more the name that my people go with now. She represents spring, fertility, and each new dawn. So the modern day symbols of Easter have their roots actually in paganism. The lamb, purity, and of course the Son of God, but purity. The eggs and the bunny, obviously, fertility. The grass, the little grass that you stick inside your little baskets, that represents spring. And the treats that you put in represent a new fresh dawn each and every day. So I think I did pretty good with the buttons this time. I'll get better next time, and the next time after that, and the next time after that. So I am going to attempt to add a scene in here real quick so I can show you that I can close out appropriately. Let's see, video.
There are signals all around us. Most of them go unnoticed. Some are born able to sense them, born with the veil still present, a mark set to thin the boundary between worlds. For a white witch, the boundary never fully closes. It becomes something you can see through, something you can feel. Respond not to fear the unknown, but to understand it, to listen when it reaches back beyond the veil with Tracy Jones.